Hey guys, welcome to MuseThemes.com. I'm Steve Harris, and today we're looking at our age verification widget. So this is a widget designed to verify a user's birth date. If you're building a website, let's say for a brewery or a winery or even an adult site where you need to make sure they are of a certain age to enter the website. So it takes seconds to set up in Muse, and as you can see here, it's really stylish looking. So let's go ahead and jump into Muse and set up an age verification widget. Okay, so in Muse, I'm just going to add a browser fill to our page, and I'm just going to use this kind of scotch glass or whiskey glass background image just to simulate what our page actually looks like. So there's our website, and we need to put age verification on this site. So let's drag the widget out from our library panel. I've already imported it in, and we'll just drop it on the side of the canvas here. Okay, and I'll put it kind of off to the side. So when you open up the panel, the first option you're going to be presented with is the minimum age required for entry. So here where I am in Canada, it's 18, so let's leave this set at 18. And then in terms of options below, we have, first of all, the redirect and session settings. So looking at this box, the first option we have is to enable a redirect. So right now, if I was to launch this age verification, and let me just preview this in the browser without changing any settings. You can see it comes up, looks great right away. So let's put in a date, April 1st, 1980, and submit. When we submit the site and we're over 18, the pop-up just goes away completely and we're granted access to the site behind. You can turn on redirection here, and what that would mean is when you hit the submit button, it would send you to a different website altogether. So you could use this widget on a simple landing page and have your website be elsewhere. The next option we have is for session storage. Basically, this means how often do you want to show this pop-up to your visitors? So there's three options in here. We have temporary, which means every time the user is going to hit the site, they're going to see the pop-up. Permanent, which means the user is going to enter their information in the pop-up one time and then they'll never have to again until they clear their browser cache. Or we have custom, and if we go to custom, it gives us the option to set a specific custom time that we want these sessions to be stored. So you have a lot of flexibility on the ability for users to return and not be bothered by seeing this pop up again and again. Below that, we have what's called the modal setup. And modal, in terms of web techie terms, is just kind of a fancy word for a pop-up, an on-page pop-up that's not a new browser window. So let's set up the modal. So the main thing we have here, of course, is the background color, the opacity, and the transition. So I'm going to leave the background color as black because it looks great. We could change the opacity a little bit, so let's make it a little more solid. And the transition was 500. I thought it looked good, so let's leave it there. Now we have the verification box itself, and we can add a background color to that. So right now it's set as black, but you can see we have the opacity at 0. And that's why you were seeing kind of it blend into the background on our demo. So I'm going to leave those settings as is. Of course, we have the box width and the box corner radius. I'll just leave those. Next, we have the image setup. So I'm going to preview this site in the browser again. And the image is a little logo that we can add to the top of our verification box. So if I go back into Muse and I go to image setup, let's add or enable an image, and we'll add the image file. And I have a little logo. It's a Muse Themes logo. We'll add that there. Then we can add alt text on that image. So we'll just say Muse Themes logo. The image width, so I want this to be pretty small. Let's go with 60 pixels. And then the image bottom margin. So this just gives some space between the image itself and the verification box. So now that I've added that in, let's preview it in the browser. There, and you can see we get a nice tasteful logo on this verification. Next settings we have in the option panel here is for content styling. So this one looks a little bit bigger. Basically, these are the settings to style up your text, customize your text, etc. So we can select our font family, of course, here at the top. We could do a different text color if we wanted. Now we have our heading text. So right here it says, please verify your age. Then a subheading, you must be 18 years old to view this website. So you can change this to be anything you want. We have the font sizing, font spacing options for both the heading and subheading below. Next up, we have color and style options for the actual date pickers themselves. So we have the date font size, the date background color, opacity. We even have a drop-down arrow style, so it can be white or black. We have border widths on those. Then we have the day placeholder and the year placeholder. So let me bring that up and I'll show you what that looks like. So right now the placeholders are set to DD and YYYY. So if I jump back into the widget here, you'll see that those options are indeed customizable right in this section. Lastly, we have a verification fail message. So right now it says you must be 18 years or older to view this site, and it's set to be red. So if I jump back to this in the browser and I set it to a day, so let's go January 1st and 2005. So obviously not older than 18. When I hit submit, it gives us the fail message and the website access is not granted. So the final options in this panel are for the submit button itself. So underneath the button styling, we have the button text. It can say submit, or we could say enter website. Then of course we have the font size, the background colors, opacities, hover opacities, radius, and the transition speed. So if we want to slow down that hover on our button. So everything looks great. You can see it's really simple to set this up. So let's preview it one more time in the browser. So it comes up with our logo. Everything looks great. Let's select a date. So we'll just choose today's date, November 30th. And I don't know, 1985, and click submit. So when we do that, it verifies we are over 18 years of age and we can enter the website. That's the Muse Themes verification widget. Thanks again for watching, and let us know how this works out. Cheers.